There is one empty seat at Wimbledon. Not in the stands. On the entry list. Every other wildcard for the 2026 championships has already been handed out. Men's singles filled. Women's singles filled. Except for one single line that still reads, TBC. To be confirmed. The All England Club, an institution that has run this tournament with the same buttoned-up precision since 1877, is sitting on that final spot like they're waiting for a phone call that hasn't come yet. They're not waiting on a rising junior. They're not waiting on a returning Brit who fell just short in qualifying. They're waiting on a 44-year-old woman who already told everyone, point blank, that this isn't on her radar. So why is the slot still open? By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what's being held back, who's really making this call, and why the answer might already be sitting in a text message nobody's allowed to read yet. Let's rewind 4 years. Serena Williams left Wimbledon in 2022 the way legends aren't supposed to leave. Quietly, in singles without the fairy tale ending. Then came retirement. Then came silence. 4 years of a 23-time Grand Slam champion simply not existing on a competitive tennis court. Until last week. No press conference. No farewell-turned-second act documentary. She just showed up at Queen's Club, in doubles alongside Victoria Mboko, and started hitting tennis balls like the last 4 years hadn't happened. Then Berlin. Paired this time with Karolina Muchova. A first-round loss, sure. But that was never really the headline. The headline was simpler. Serena Williams was playing tennis again, in public, for the first time since the world watched her walk off center court holding back tears. And here's the part that should make you sit up. Every step of this comeback has been doubles. Not once has she stepped onto a court for singles. Not in practice footage anyone's seen. Not in a single official entry. Which means whatever is happening with that last Wimbledon wildcard isn't being decided on a tennis court. It's being decided somewhere else entirely. Reporters have asked her directly, more than once. When she was asked flat out whether she'd play singles at Wimbledon, Serena didn't say no. She didn't say yes either. What she said was this: not my journey right now. Sit with that phrase for a second because it's doing a lot of work. It's not a denial. A denial would end the story. Not my journey right now is the kind of answer that closes a door without locking it. The kind of thing you say when you genuinely haven't decided, or when you have decided and you're not ready to say it out loud yet. Compare that to what happened just days later. Wimbledon confirmed Serena and Venus had been awarded a doubles wildcard. A sister act that, between 2000 and 2016, produced 14 Grand Slam doubles titles and 3 Olympic gold medals. That news was locked in fast. Official. Clean. No ambiguity. The singles question? Still hanging there. Unanswered on purpose. And when reporters pushed again after that doubles announcement, asking about the one remaining singles wildcard, she didn't give them a real answer that time either. She basically laughed the question off. That's not nothing. When an athlete shuts a question down with a joke instead of a no, that's usually a tell that the real answer is more complicated than they want to discuss in front of a microphone. Now here's where it gets genuinely strange. Because normally tournaments don't wait on players. They have deadlines. They have draws to finalize. They have a whole apparatus of qualifiers and alternates lined up specifically so nobody has to wait on anybody. Except this time they are. Every other wildcard, men's, women's, doubles, has been locked in. Big names like Stan Wawrinka and Gregor Dimitrov already have their spots. Promising young Brits have already been confirmed into the women's draw. The board is full. Except for one square. That's not how Grand Slam wildcards usually work. The fact that it's sitting open this close to the tournament suggests the people running the most prestigious tennis event on the planet are willing to bend their own timeline. For one player. And that's exactly what Serena's own coach started to hint at. Rennae Stubbs isn't some outside analyst guessing from a press box. She's literally coaching Serena right now alongside Jaromir Jenkins, inside this comeback. If anyone has a read on what's actually happening behind closed doors, it's her. And on her own podcast, she came about as close as you can get to confirming the whole theory without actually confirming it. Here's what she said, almost word for word. There's no secret that one wildcard spot is still open, and she's fairly confident Wimbledon is hoping Serena says yes. But Serena's the one who makes these calls, and more often than not, she'll just text the decision to her team when she's ready. Then Stubbs added something even more telling, that because there was still a spot open, Serena might be holding her cards a little closer to her chest than usual, and that whatever the decision is, it's coming within days, because Wimbledon needs an answer within days. Then, and this is the line that really matters, Stubbs was asked directly if she knew what Serena was going to do. Her answer: I don't know what the answer to that question is. Nobody does. Nobody does. Not the press. Not the fans refreshing the entry list. Not even, according to Stubbs, the coaching staff standing closest to her. But Stubbs didn't stop there either. In that same conversation, she said something that tells you exactly where her gut sits on this. That some part of Serena would genuinely love to play singles at Wimbledon one more time. So picture that for a second. The coach doesn't know the decision. But the coach believes, somewhere underneath all that hesitation, there's a version of Serena that wants this. Here's why none of this can drag on much longer. Wimbledon has a tournament to run, a draw to finalize, a schedule that real, paying broadcasters and sponsors are building around. Stubbs herself put a number on it: days, not weeks. Whatever decision is coming, it has to land before the entry list closes for good. So somewhere right now there's a text thread. Maybe it's already been sent. Maybe it hasn't. But within the window we're in, Serena Williams is going to give her team 2 words, yes or no. And that answer is going to either fill the most watched empty line in Grand Slam tennis, or close it for good. If it's yes, it's not just a comeback story anymore. It's a 44-year-old, 7-time Wimbledon champion walking back onto center court in singles, against players half her age, 4 years removed from her last point on that exact grass. If it's no, then this whole stretch, Queens, Berlin, the doubles wildcard with Venus, was always exactly what she said it was from the start. Not a warm-up, not a tease, just doubles on her terms, nothing more. Either way, the silence ends soon. And whichever way it breaks, it's going to be one of the loudest headlines tennis produces this year. So, yes or no? Drop your prediction in the comments before the announcement drops. And subscribe so you don't miss the moment Wimbledon finally gets its answer.